How will people remember Jon Jones after his official retirement announcement today? In most MMA fans' eyes, Jon Jones is the unquestionable GOAT. I doubt that will change for most fans, but this Tom Aspinall arc might leave a sour taste in some fans' mouth. Realistically, his overall legacy is cemented as the undisputed GOAT. However, depending on how Tom Aspinall's career turns out, it could cause some questioning among fans regarding why Jon didn't accept the super fight. For example, if Tom goes on to be a dominant champion who is finishing guys left and right and becomes a heavyweight great, it could put a slight dent in Jon's legacy for some. But if Tom racks up some losses and the hype train dies down, then I think a lot of people won't care that the fight never happened. As unfair as it might seem to Tom, if the latter is the case, many people will call him overrated and will believe Jon was smart for not wasting his time fighting him. It all really depends on how the two scenarios pan out for Aspinall's career. And again, as unfair as it might seem, the recency bias in a few years will heavily determine a lot of fans' mindsets regarding this arc. Jon Jones, widely considered by many as the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, GOAT, has recently announced his retirement from the UFC, relinquishing his heavyweight title. This decision following a prolonged period of speculation and an increasingly tense standoff with interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall has significant implications for his legacy, both positive and negative. Jones's retirement on June 21, 2025 comes after a career marked by unparalleled dominance inside the octagon, but also plagued by controversies outside of it. He holds numerous records, including the most title fight wins in UFC history. His transition to heavyweight in 2023 saw him capture the vacant title against Cyril Gane, followed by a single successful defense against a much older and somewhat inactive Stipe Miocic in November 2024. However, a major cloud hanging over his heavyweight reign was the ongoing situation with Tom Aspinall. Aspinall won the interim heavyweight title in November 2023 and consistently called for a unification bout with Jones. Despite Aspinall's clear desire to fight and his status as the division's active top contender, Jones repeatedly downplayed the matchup, stating that a win over Aspinall wouldn't enhance his legacy. This stance led to widespread criticism from fans and analysts, with many accusing Jones of actively avoiding the fight. The UFC itself had been pressuring Jones to make a decision, with Dana White publicly stating they would move on quickly if a fight couldn't be booked. Ultimately, Jones chose retirement over facing Aspinall, leading to Aspinall being elevated to undisputed champion. Impact on Jon Jones's legacy. The refusal to fight Tom Aspinall undoubtedly casts a shadow over Jones's otherwise stellar career and negatively impacts his legacy in several ways. The most immediate and significant negative impact is the pervasive doubt it creates. Many believe Jones actively avoided Aspinall, who represents a dangerous, well-rounded, and hungry contender in his prime. This perception suggests a reluctance to face the true test of the division, leading to accusations of ducking the fight. While Jones's official record stands at 28-1, with the sole loss being a controversial disqualification, the unfought Aspinall bout will forever be a what if that prevents his heavyweight reign from feeling truly complete or validated. Some argue that by not facing Aspinall, he leaves a gaping hole in his resume as heavyweight champion. Jones's repeated downplaying of Aspinall's skill and relevance, coupled with his eventual retirement rather than taking the fight, could be interpreted as insecurity. It suggests he might have known the challenge Aspinall presented and opted out to protect his undefeated aura. Jones's inactivity and refusal to fight Aspinall significantly stalled the heavyweight division for an extended period, frustrating fans and other contenders. This creates a narrative of selfishness that prioritizes his own legacy over the progression of the sport. For many, the true GOAT must prove themselves against all challengers. By seemingly avoiding the most legitimate threat in his division, Jones provides ammunition for those who argue against his undisputed claim. to the greatest of all time, particularly in the heavyweight division. The good, unquestionable dominance and career achievements. Despite the Aspinall controversy, Jones's legacy also benefits in certain ways, or at least remains solidified in other aspects. For Jones, retiring before a potential loss to Aspinall allows him to maintain his self-proclaimed undefeated status, at least in the sense of never being decisively beaten in the octagon. He retires as a two-division champion who never truly lost a fight. His retirement shifts the focus back to his incredible achievements over more than a decade. He was the youngest champion in UFC history, dominated the light heavyweight division for years, and holds numerous records for title defenses and wins. These accomplishments are undeniable, regardless of the Aspinall situation. From a strategic standpoint, retiring at 37 after a successful heavyweight title defense against Miocic can be seen as a smart move to preserve his health and financial well-being. He exits on his own terms as opposed to facing a potential career-altering loss. He retires as the undisputed, now former heavyweight champion, carrying the prestige of the belt with him. Jon Jones's recent retirement is a complex event that adds another layer to an already complicated legacy. While he will forever be recognized for his extraordinary talent, unparalleled dominance, and numerous records, his refusal to fight Tom Aspinall leaves an undeniable asterisk next to his heavyweight championship reign. It fuels the narrative that he dodged the toughest challenge in the division, potentially diminishing his claim as the undisputed greatest of all time for a segment of the fan base. Ultimately, his legacy will likely be viewed as one of astonishing skill, marred by intermittent controversies, and, in his final act, a perceived unwillingness to face the ultimate test of his final weight class. The debate surrounding his GOAT status will now forever include the question, what if he had fought Tom Aspinall?